Hello, my soldiers. This is Unscripted with the Nartey, and my next guest doesn't need an introduction. He's one of my finest actors in Ghana. Peter Ritchie here. Peter, what up? What up?
Cool, bro. Soldier.
But why are you wearing shades now? What the shades make the fine girl see you?
Sure.
Forget
All right. Okay.
When you are outside, then you can do the shades and enjoy the celebrity life. Right now, you're here with me in the studio.
I know, right, bro.
So I haven't seen you in how many years?
You'll be able to tell. How long has it been?
The last time I saw you was in August in Kumasi.
Yes. That's right. Yes.
How are you?
I am favored by grace. I am fine.
The economy don't touch you.
Sally, there be something if we say we go into a.
It's not going
to be today, but we just thank God that we have life and grace is taking us through day by day. Yeah.
For all the years that I have known you, I know you've been in insurance. I think you've been in insurance for over 15 years, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Why are you taking acting as a side job?
Bro, Charlie, this is a hard one, man. How do I put it? I'll say that when I started growing up and thinking of work, sales actually has been one of the things with my life. Sales and marketing. My entire life has been sales, marketing. So my undergrad was actually in marketing, pure marketing, and then some branding here and there, PR here and there. So in trying to have an experience of what I study in school. And of course, sales came in and the marketing came in. So I've done a couple of things on the side before entering into insurance. Yeah, so from that point, it's been sales. So I would say that I'm a salesman. In the area of insurance, I'm a salesman.
Fantastic. So when did you decide that even though I'm doing sales,
yes,
I want to do a little of acting, or I want to still venture into the entertainment industry?
Okay. I'll say that actually started with me when I was quite a child. Because I do remember my mom would tell me that those days when I come back from school, that is primary, those days I'll just pick a chair, kitchen stool down, and they would just say, like, this one is dialoguing to this, and that one is dialoguing to that. So it started from that level. And then in school, I started doing these small plays here and there.
You were part of the drama group?
Yes, I was part of the drama group. And I grew up to a point where I started doing African music and dance, that is culture. And then I just told myself one day that, okay, so this aspect of dancing one day is going to reduce because when you start aging, you wouldn't have that flexibility and the strength to keep dancing. So what can I do when I get to that age, since the act is actually inside of me? So then the idea of joining drama groups, like professionally, came up. So one of the first drama groups I joined, if I remember very well, is Theatre Miros. That's Captain Inkrabia that retired. Theatre Miros.
Was also in Pace Setters.
Okay.
Yes, that was being owned by Aluta.
Yes. So I joined Theatre Miros. The couple of stage. Around that time, Theatre Miros was staging drama almost every week.
What was your first acting role in terms of the screen? When did you find your first role?
Right. I'll say that, let me put it this way. I've had a couple of movies to act around that time, but they never ended up on the screen. Right. So mostly they'll finish and you ask, we had this technical problem. So every time it's lying under the beds of producers.
Most times we used to pay producers money to join
grooves and all that.
Wanted to shoot.
Exactly.
And it never comes out.
Exactly.
It took us to agree. We stayed there for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Camera never came on set.
Charlie, Mantaya.
I know.
Right. So those ones happened. But my very first job that brought me on the screens, let's say, of Ghana and then transcended to Nigeria, is this movie titled Power of the Gods.
I know
Power of the
Fifi
Gods. Fifi Kuma,
T,
good. Jackie. Yes, yes. And interestingly, this producer saw me in church. Then I played, we did a drama in my church, Royal Chapel, when I was the drama president of the drama group in my church. So we did a stage drama in church. And then this guy saw me on stage and was like, oh, I'll need this guy. So he actually left his card with my assistant president. So when I took it and I saw the name, I was like, these Nigerian people, they can't worry, man. I don't mind him. So for 2 weeks, I didn't mind him. So he saw me back in church, was like, I was expecting your call for this project. Then it passed. I mean, this guy, Michael Odika. You know, Pascal Odika, Michael Odika. Yeah, so Michael Odika was in my church. And currently, he's still there as a pastor now in Royal House. So he actually gave me my first shot ever to appear on screen, where I also started seeing myself like, hey, guy don't land. So that was from Michael Odika, and I give him salute anytime. I appreciate him for giving that opportunity. And then right after that came Trinity.
Oh,
Trinity.
So your second film was Trinity.
Trinity.
I was part of Trinity.
Yes. Yeah.
It was directed by Pascal.
Pascal, yes. Trinity.
So Michael actually gave you your shot.
Yeah. Michael gave my shot. And then this guy was a PM, our own man, Roger Corte. So Roger Corte also, I believe, also saw the talent in there. So anytime he has any job to do and he's PM in it, then he'll call me, oh, Pete, Charlie, some 2-3 role there. Can you take it up? Then that led me into doing Forbidden Apple.
Forbidden Apple.
Yes, but it actually changed titles. I think wherever they send it, then the title changes. But what we did here was Forbidden Apple, myself, Majid, Prince David. It was one movie that I did and everybody went like, whoa. I played a detective role where I went in to see Prince David killed someone. But the way I went about my scene or my acting in that particular scene just got everybody like going like, wow. And actually, I was called that same day. Script was given to me, and in the next 10 minutes, Frank Raja was ready to shoot. So everybody was like, can he handle it? Because the lines were a bit voluminous. So like, can he handle it? Can he? And I just gave it one shot.
What would you say the problem is? Because most times, Ghanaian producers or directors will call you a day before the shoot or the day of the shoot, and you get there, you have no idea what the script is all about. You just go in there and to learn your lines and deliver. What would you say is the problem? What causes that?
I put it in two ways, bro. One, I think that they don't prioritize some of the people they want to use. They don't give much like attention to them. They always want to look at the main characters, key characters, and they are fine. But they don't know that. I mean, that's my view, actually. I think they don't look into the other supplementary roles that makes the entire film a film. And the other thing too had to do with, this is just one role. Yeah, anybody at all can do it. Anybody at all can just do it.
When you started, most of the roles that were given to you is detective. Detective. If you see Peter for film, he'll be detective.
Yeah.
What was so special about you that they gave you that role? Do you think, like, typecasting you for that particular roles, those particular roles?
Yeah, I just can't tell exactly what it was, but I want to believe that anytime someone uses you, the person is able to identify something in you. And I believe that around that time, that was it. Everybody realized that, okay, so he has this majestic looking, he has this fearful kind of voice that...
Don't you think because you played the character so well in Trinity,
exactly,
you thought that if there's any detective role, we should give it to Peter?
Exactly. And I wouldn't be surprised that's how come Raja had to get me through Roger to play another detective role in Forbidden Fruit or Forbidden Apple, right? So just like you said, I think that is the whole thing.
Do you know how many detective roles you have?
I swear I can't. To the extent that there was this thing I did, and that thing just called me. That's when I realized that indeed, if you use your own clothes as costumes, as soon as the movie comes out, you have to stop using them. One day I was just around Novotel, now Accra City Hotel, and there was this student from Poly. In fact, that morning, all my clothes were dirty, and there was this particular one that I used for a film, a detective role. So I was like, okay, Charlie, it's just one day. Make I just use them. Nobody go see. So I was on that stretch going, and this guy was just looking at me, and then we passed. And then he came back and said, no, boss, sorry, this one there, and I don't want to ask, but Charlie, I for ask. Are you the guy who played that detective role, you and Prince David in the hotel room where he killed someone, you came and the clock and everything? I was like, oh, no, it wasn't me, it was my twin brother. So, no, you are wearing the same top. Wow.
People take notice of things.
Seriously, you're wearing the same.
It's I would say I have also had to use my costumes or my own personal clothes on movie set most of the times. Sometimes they don't compensate us, sometimes
exactly.
they compensate us.
Yeah.
But what do you think is the challenge? Why producers or directors ask actors to use their own costume?
I think it's the budgeting. And I would again say that if you're not ready, don't even try to want to shoot. Because everybody wants to shoot. Everybody wants to shoot. But the truth of the matter is, have you done your budgeting? Have you, have all the elements
in
place? If you have them, the next thing is the money. Because costuming plays a major role in even how the movie comes out in terms of pictures. I may have certain line of costumes because I'm a lover of black. So maybe if you come into my wardrobe,
you see a lot of black.
A lot of blacks. But maybe you're asking me to come with my own costume on your set, where TV or camera like colorful, bright colors and stuff. But here is me coming with dark sort of colors. What do? That means your picture with me is going to look that dark or down.
Yeah.
Or you need to do a lot on the editing bench to get it a bit here. But if you budget for costumes, just as you're able to budget for camera, lighting, and everything, if you budget for costumes, your script helps you to know the kind of costumes to use. Therefore, you're able to put those costumes in place just so that you have that beautiful pictures that you want. And it makes your work a bit easy. So I'll put the question back to the area of budgeting. But I wouldn't want to say budgeting is the problem. I would want to say the producers are the problem. Because you budget for camera, you budget for light.
Why won't you
budget for costume?
Simple.
Besides, what even amazes me sometimes is that you go on the set and there's a costumier. In fact, he or she would even call you that, please, when you are coming, come with A, B, C, D. And I send my own costume, and you tell me to wear my own costume, then you're not a costumier. The professionalism is a bit out, except some few people which I wouldn't take out. Actually, I mean, some are doing amazing.
Let's call them out. Tell them which people use.
You see, it's not because I'm sitting here, folks. It's not because I'm sitting here, but this guy is one of the, I'll say, the brightest directors I've ever worked with. To the extent that he's even particular with your dictions on set.
Yeah.
Yes, and there are certain basic things that when I see directors doing, I see how far they want to even go, one, with their job, and two, how they want to keep you in mind as an actor. Yeah. So that every other time they're thinking about somebody to use, you come first. So you are one of those people, which I am not lying. Pascal Amafo is also one person that I admire so much. I mean, he can just pick your script and turn it upside down, and you still get your film, what you want to preach or the message you want to let out there. And he's just a fine director. I mean, going down to my own mama, Shelley Frimpong. And Shelley, one thing Shelley does, which, somebody will sit back and will say, because she has the budget and because of that. But I believe that the kind of posture you put out there as a producer, director, how you value yourself, how you sell yourself to the marketers, that is how they buy you. And sometimes have the courage and the confidence to say no.
There are a lot of people that can say no.
Exactly. Because the person wants to shoot. I know people who have gone to take money for just a single movie and they end up using that money to shoot about 3-4 movies. So where's the professionalism? Even the ethics in the contracting you had with your marketer, it's gone. We lose a lot of things.
They do shortcuts.
They do shortcuts.
Maybe we should do shortcuts. Maybe.
Exactly. Now we get film. Now we get film. Let's go.
You were in Azali, which is on Netflix. You've been in Peter Solifield's films.
Yes.
You've done.
I forgot to mention Peter Solifield.
You've done so many films. Which particular one would you say is your favorite?
To talk about which one was my favorite or is my favorite, that would be very difficult. But I think I'll just mention Azali.
I think you did fantastic in Azali.
I think I'll mention Azali.
I love the storyline. I love the directing. I love almost everything in Azali. And I love your character. Why? Because I saw you different.
Exactly.
It was so different from what I know Peter Ritchie to be playing. So yes, I think Azali is one of
myself, Azali. Yeah.
What has been your worst embarrassing moment on set?
I think just somewhere last year, before the year ends. Yes, I was on this set. I wouldn't mention name, but I was on that set, and yes. For the first time ever also in my career as an actor, I went for 2 jobs. The first one was actually there, which I was doing, and then the second one came. And the person solely wanted to use me. So I was like, Charlie, I did on this job. I don't want to come here. I don't want that thing, that you are not on my set. Where are you? I don't want that thing. But he pleaded that I should just give him 2 days of my time, and even the days are not like full days. I should just come back, then I go. Okay. So he called me one morning for my scene. I went, gave me I think 7 to be on set, and you know me with time.
Yeah, you're very good with time.
By 7, I was there. Even before 7, I was on the set, and that day happens to be another day that I didn't drive. My car had an issue. So just imagine picking boats from Ashoman Estate all the way to around Kukulobite. Yes. So I was there on time. Just for the producer himself to get there around 10-11.
Why?
He's going to pick this person. He's going to do that. He's going to do this. Okay. Now we started shooting. Then, because you told me 7, in my mind, it was just a one sequential scene. So by 2-3 hours, we should be done. Then I can move to the other set. We ended up leaving that set around 3. When these people too were calling. I think that day I had about 100 and something missed calls. Calling. So at the point I thought I was done. So I was just about going. And then he called that, I have this moving out to go and drive a car and then we leave. And that, before that one, they had to finish something before they come. So I was just there. And then something just happened. I decided to walk towards where we were all seated to wait. Then the executive producer called me. So we're talking quite differently about different crowd. It has nothing to do with the set. Then the producer saw me talking to the executive producer and thought that I was, and even talking about money. That was the whole thing. He thought I was talking about money with the executive producer. And these are some of the things. They know what they do. So when they see you talking to the executive producer, they think that it's around the money issues. So he quickly came in. The executive producer tried to tell him that, no, he shouldn't put his mouth in this, that you are talking. He insisted. And then we allowed him to talk. He started talking and it has to do with. The first day Peter Ritchie came on set, I gave him money.
Who talked about money?
He talked about money, yeah. So there, I just went off. I mean, as an actor, everybody thinks that we have to be calm on set, we have to do this, we have to be polite. But certain things get to us as human beings. Excuse me, yes, we value what we do. We are communicating, we are sending messages to viewers. In fact, we are using our faces and our talents to communicate a developmental agenda or change behavior. But sometimes these producers and what have you makes us feel like they are doing us a favor by putting us on TV.
Well, but someone would also say, why would you take 2 jobs at a time?
Exactly. That's why I'm saying that it was the worst decision I ever made. And in fact, in my entire, movie career,
Was that your first?
My first time ever picking on 2 jobs. So as I speak to you, a job came which is to clash with another job. I told them, I beg you, I don't want this experience again. So one at a time. If you really need me, let me finish this and I'll come to your job.
Peter, I know a lot of celebrities date themselves. Who have you dated in the industry?
Poor question. Okay, so I haven't dated anyone in the industry or anyone in the industry. I have admired some of my colleagues.
Like?
Oh, yes, like my own Mata Nkuma. But one thing about Mata Nkuma that people don't know is this. When I was at the National Theatre, we happened to be auditioning them before they come to arts during Fun Worlds, Kid Fest and stuff.
Yeah.
So I had known Mata and her beauty and that complexion about her way back. So, yes, of course, I admire her so much. Yes, Yvonne is one person I admire.
Yvonne Nelson?
Yes, Yvonne Nelson. Coming down to, and you see, sometimes from afar, you won't understand until you get a bit closer to them. If it has to do with work or if it has to even do with friendship, then you begin to appreciate these people from afar, because now you're closer. So you then get to know what energy they carry and all that. And if the energy misses or matches with yours, then you have that vein. So these are some of the people I can mention off, and that, yes, I admire them from as a sister or as colleagues and what they do. But to say I've dated, no.
So you've never slept with an actress?
Have I?
You don't remember if you have?
No. You know, if you have, like, they will just come straight. But I don't remember.
Last year, you were one of the groomsmen at my wedding.
Yes.
One of the groomsmen at Two Sweets.
Yeah.
Have you found a bride yet?
Oh, no. You know, I'll say that myself and James Garner, we are becoming maybe the award winners of being.
Groomsmen.
Yes, if there's anything like that, maybe we have to go for Goose Marathon. Group marathon, something to see who would hold that Guinness title. No, but it's the fact that for me, I'm that people's person where like people are able, from afar they see me to be very strict type of a person, but when you get closer, I realize that, oh, Charlie, he has this receptive aspect of him. So wherever I get to, and there are people, and don't forget, when you're doing something for a friend, and that friend's wife or bride also has friends, and we all come together, you need to break certain ice. So you don't carry some bad energy to follow your brother or your friend, you know. So I try to just break ice, just so that everybody can be free, we can all be free to just make our brother's day a memorable one. After that, no.
So the question is, are you dating?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
Is he an industry person?
Yeah.
She's not an industry person.
Yeah.
Why is it that celebrities don't like that? He's kicking me. He's kicking me. Oh,
Oh, really? Oh, it was a fly on my.
no. Okay, that's fine. Okay, Playroom. Let's talk about.
Yeah.
You've acted in Ghana. I know you have acted in Kenya. Have you acted in Nigeria as well?
That's interesting. I haven't acted in Nigeria yet. Yes, I've been to Nigeria, but not on the grounds of film. I should have acted some years back. I don't know what happened. In fact, to date, I'm waiting for the producer
To call you
to
for
call me.
this
Yes.
But what about Kenya? How was Kenya?
Kenya, I think Kenya, it's good. They have fantastic stories. The atmosphere to shoot in Kenya is good. The only thing I can say is that they are very strict in terms of authorities. They are very strict. If you don't get your things done right, you don't have the right to even premiere your movie if you use a foreigner. You know, so the movie I went to do in Kenya, for instance, the Kenya Film Authority or so something didn't give them that green light to premiere the movie nationwide. They were able to premiere in the state, Kisumu. They call it what's the name? Conte. Like we have regions, they call it Conte. So they were able to premiere only in the Kisumu Conte, but not the entire nation across Kenya. All because I think there are certain tax elements that they were supposed to pay on my behalf, since they are bringing me into.
That's to say that when they are bringing you in, you have to pay taxes to them.
Yes, you have to even go to tell the authorities that, oh, this a person is coming and is coming to work. Maybe those petty.
Is it the same thing Sokri Safo was doing back in the days when the Nigerians took over and they formed an alliance and said, no, if a Nigerian has to produce in Ghana or has to act in Ghana, they have to pay an amount of money. Don't you think it's the same thing Sokri Safo and the rest were doing back in the days?
Great. I think it is, or it was, because I don't know if it's really working now.
No, it's
But
not.
It's not working. Okay, yes, because now I can see like they come, they do, they go. But the question is, how did Sokri Safo started it? How did he? Is this something he started all by himself, or he brought in the government machinery who are designated for such things to even to bring in the legislature, everything, all of that to push that agenda? If it is a no, just suggesting, if it is a no, and he was doing it from his own angle, in whichever capacity he was in at that time, then I don't think it's going to hold water. Just as to date, it's not working. But if you have the relevant bodies to put those things in place, then yes, with time, they will think we are being too hard. But they will come to accept it because these are different nations altogether. It's the same way today. We heard that now you can't even take a foreign model into Nigeria for an ad, because they believe they have all that you need in the world in Nigeria to do whatever you want. So why can't we do same here? And I think the eastern side of Africa, especially Kenya, I think it's one of their strongest things that they are doing. Somebody would think that they are being too much, but it is to protect their industry.
Recently, I heard, or I watched a video where Lil Wayne was using unprintable words on our friend, our colleague Martha.
Yes, my admirer.
Yeah. Just because Martha had said she wasn't going to do Kumawood movie. I don't know the authenticity of the story, but what I read and what I saw was the fact that she had refused, or she said it's too much witchcraft in Kumawood movie. Have you ever been offered any role to shoot in Kumawood? And if so, would you do it?
Yeah, I have. In fact, one of my awards I won was the best male actor in like a local language movie. I've forgotten the movie. Yes, I want that, which was produced by Portia Ansari. To touch on this question, let's look at it from this angle. People evolve with time, experience, exposure. People evolve. One were the days that Martha could take up anything to do. Now, and even where she has reached in terms of her social status or what have you, even her life in the things of God and all that, she may take positions in some of these things that may come her way. So I wouldn't want us to, or Lewin to just go raw, but rather look at, okay, so on what grounds would the person be saying this? Okay, then you weigh the person from that angle, then you leave it there. So I wouldn't begrudge or falter Martha for declining due to maybe wherever she's got into in her life and all that. Okay. But the other thing is, how did she communicate she not doing the job? If for what Lewin said is what it is, then I'll say my sister should have gone a different way to communicate that same issue. There are so many projects that have come, which people can say, oh, I'm not available, I'm on a different job. Oh, I'm traveling.
Or maybe that's her truth. She feels that Kumawood movies is full of witchcraft. And
yes.
So she doesn't want to be part of anything like that. So maybe that's her truth.
Yes.
Is it also bad to say her truth?
Okay, bro. Truth be told at any time. In fact, whatever the truth is, somebody will hear it one day. But you see, in the grounds of communication, you have to weigh, because this is an industry. Whichever way it is, they are part of our industry. We are part of their industry. Okay? And it is the same Ghanaian stories that we are saying by using different language.
Yeah.
Right. Because you can pick a Kumawood movie, just change the language into English, and you have the same story.
Yeah.
So it's my sister telling me that if that is transformed into English and certain elements are taken out, then she will do it. Okay. So I think it's the language and how you put it across. Somebody can say, you're a foolish man. Like, with the serious, you're a foolish man. Leave your nonsense. You see, that can that can instigate some anger in you. Oh, Charlie, you fool, cry too much.
He's doing something.
You idiot, Charlie. Leave here.
But you take it lightly. Yeah.
So it's the medium.
But would you say that, in as much as Martha may have not communicated well, like you're saying, Lewin should have used unprinted words?
No. I wouldn't ascribe to that as well. I mean, I actually watched the video. At a point, I even had to go off because the words were becoming too heavy. He was saying them in Chi, but seriously, if you bring it into English, you see the heaviness in some of the words that he was using. Like you are poor, whatever. Like, some of the things are very bad. So I would just want to say that whatever it is that somebody says to you, your response to that thing shouldn't be attacking, right? You need to find a nice way. Oh, Martha, maybe this thing you said wasn't right, or maybe use a different kind of language to tell me the same thing you want to tell me. Oh, maybe I'm not available. You see, I'm not available. It's fine. But to say that I can't act in, fine, you are being truthful. Oh, I'm not against you being, pure and truthful. But it's language. And we just have to measure it. That's all I'm saying. We just have to measure language.
Cheryl, would you say Ghanaian actors are not united?
To a large extent, I'll say yes.
And why so?
Everybody, like selfishness. I want it. If it's not me, then it shouldn't be any other person. I think that's one of the issues. And two, the personal status thing Like, when did you come? Like me, I did the industry before you. Do you know the things I have done? Do you know the awards I have won? We're all here. We're from Abraham Atta. Today, I can say that where Abraham is, some of our so-called A-listed actors are not there. So what, can you go and tell Abraham Atta, when did you come? But we are able to tell ourselves or some of our colleagues, when did you come? And for me, some of those things that didn't really get to me because obviously, like I said, our talents are different. I can't be a Nartey can't. But we all have our strengths. So if a Nartey will look at my strength to want to pick me up, it's better than a Nartey wanting to look at my weakness. Even if I have weakness and you have some strength that can change that weakness for me, why don't you pick me up and change me? Rather than saying the things that need not to be said about me.
I know the negativity that hovers around.
Yeah.
I have been around, so I know. What is one positive thing as we end this interview? What is one positive thing that you can say will help our industry? Not just the acting industry, but the entertainment industry as a whole.
Me, I stand to be corrected, but I think we need strong legislature. Things to make our industry from the point of authorities to make the industry robust. 2, we need corporate Ghana to invest in our industry. I'll say to a large extent the music aspect is doing well, in quotes, because they try to push it. And you know, music can be listened to anywhere. Your radio, in your car, home, the phone, what have you. But film, the diffusion of film is not as easy as diffusing music into the public domain. So if we don't have investors coming in to help us have so many channels for distribution, then it's going to be a bit difficult for us. Like, I mean, you're a producer, you're a writer, and you know it for a fact that sometimes money to even feed people on set, sometimes you don't have it. And that is an hindrance to how even your actors will act and how your crew would even carry cameras and want to shoot.
Actor no chop.
Actor no chop. I go ahead. Crew no chop. I go carry camera, put shoulder, or even handle camera. So these are some of the things we just need money. And I can tell you for a fact that some banks are doing well, especially the Nigerian banks, where some of them have created YouTube channels and they are doing their own productions where they put on those channels and also gives them the leverage to showcase their products in the movie as well. So if we have some of these Ghanaian banks or industries, private industries, doing same thing, I think it will just be moving us across. Just somewhere last year, I did one job for one of the banks, Nigerian banks here, who has a YouTube channel, and it was a good production. Yeah.
Thank you, Peter Ritchie.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. I appreciate this. But that matter, we go for revisit them.
Which matter?
If I chop somebody for the movie industry before.
And you have.
Oh, no.
But you said we can revisit them.
No, we can revisit them.